What's approaching the supreme moment, reality striking closer than it seems, don't it? Go ahead.
What's good? So I have another OG unit showcase for you guys. This is going to be the Super Saiyan Vegeta Extreme TEQ version. I believe it's card number 3 within Dokkan Battle, so it's a very, very old unit. It's one of the very first cards in the game when this Dokkan Battle was first introduced, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you, he's not worth the orbs, and don't waste your time with it. I'm missing a couple of screws in my head, so I get enjoyment out of rainbowing bum-ass units, so hopefully you guys enjoy it at my expense. Alright, let's go ahead and cover the stats. Leader skill is Tech, Intelligence, Strength type, Attack and Defense increased by 30%. Super Attack is going to cause extreme damage to enemy. The passive skill is plus 3 Ki, Attack increase of 2500 when HP is 80% or below. In terms of link sets, you're looking at Prepare for Battle plus 2 Ki, Super Saiyan 10% to attack, Saiyan Warrior Race is 700 to attack, Golden Warrior is plus 1 Ki, enemies defense minus 2000, Royal Lineage plus 1 Ki, Blazing Battle is attack increase of 15%, and Shattering the Limit is plus 2 Ki. Again, I was holding off on this because I was waiting for a decent category to show up, so thankfully Vegeta's Lineage is on JP Dokkan Battle now, so that's why I'm doing the showcase at this point in time. Along with that, he does fall into the Pure Saiyans category as well, obviously. In terms of the stats at 100% potential, you're looking at HP of 13,423, attack is 12,031, and defense is 9,750. 12 Ki Multiplier is 130%. So again, this is a very, very old unit. And I was on Discord earlier, about 30 minutes ago, and I was asking around, you know, I was like, hey, I've got footage of this unit at 100%, you guys want to see it? So shout out to Alan and Daiko, they were like, hell yeah, put that shit on there. So here we go with the showcase. Like I said, I've been holding off on this for quite some time. Again, I wanted to really show this unit off in a category where they get a pretty big boost overall, you know, like, even though Pure Saiyans is pretty decent, I kind of wanted to wait for a different category with a higher attack boost to show up. So this is like perfect timing for this unit to be showcased. Again, this unit only has extreme damage, so it's going to be quite underwhelming in terms of overall performance. And again, I do not recommend that you invest potential orbs onto this guy. Even with the passive skill, you're looking at a flat 2500 increase to attack. Based on the HP conditions, even though he gets plus 3 Ki, you know, it's a flat number of 2500. That's barely going to put a dent, really, in terms of, you know, maximizing attack potential. So I did include a couple of supporting units, mainly Bra. You will see the LR Honeybee Pan as well. I think the Super Saiyan 2 Bardock is also within some of the rotations here throughout. So yeah, honestly, this is, again, one of those typical situations of mine where it's merely for the collection, you know, within my deck. I mean, that's all this is meant for. And maybe at some point, this guy will get some sort of another rebirth or Dokkan Awaken or even an Easy A at some point. We'll, you know, this, we never know. But in the meantime, that's definitely not going to happen from what I see. You know what I mean? Like, it's such an old unit. Pretty much most people probably forgot about this unit or don't even care about it. You know what I mean? So it's one of those units that, you know, I've kind of kept on the radar for quite some time. Did want to showcase this guy sooner, but again, I really wanted to wait until there was a category with a much higher boost for this guy. So again, you know, the timing's right for it. Hopefully you guys are interested and enjoying the video. You know, it's one of those situations where it's such an old unit, you start to question, you know, the relevancy and if they can actually perform at a decent level within the current the game of Dokkan Battle. And you know, it's sad to say this unit did not age that well. You're looking at, you know, at best scenarios, maybe 400,000 in damage with the critical. I think the highest attack stat that I saw within the best setup was like 471,000, which isn't necessarily that bad, but you know, in the grand scheme of things, it is a pretty terrible overall output, considering you have units that could easily go past a one. Like, for example, the Super Saiyan Vegeta Jr. that has the Easy A, easily you can get up to about 1.5 million in attack potential, you know, based on a pretty decent rotation. So, you know, compared to that, you're looking at Vegeta being a mil short of that. So definitely hasn't aged that well. Hopefully some sort of rebirth, or again, Easy A potentially does happen in the future. You know, if that's the case, this unit's going to be ready. You know, my guy will be ready to be tested at that point. But again, it's one of those, you know, throwback type videos, and that's really all this is for. I get, I don't know, fulfillment out of rainbowing older units, you know, and then adding them to the collection. That's really what the purpose of this video is anyway, amongst, you know, some of the other ones in the past. But yeah, it's definitely interesting to see. I will say, you do see the Strength Majin Vegeta, you know, quite a few rotations, and that unit definitely got a massive improvement with the Dokkan Awaken. He's actually a very, very good unit. Depending on how much of the ki he collects, you know, he can get up to about 2.1 million in terms of attack stat potential. So a very good unit. Obviously the free-to-play Coat Vegeta, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta is also very good. So yeah, I mean, this Extreme TEQ Super Saiyan Vegeta is being overshadowed by even the free-to-play units. So again, you know, that suggests how much the game has changed itself, and yeah, some units really can't keep along. So it's a nice little tribute, I guess, to one of the older units in the game. Again, it's card number 3 based on what I've looked into, and you know, it's a very, very, very old unit. I did kind of leave it open-ended in terms of the potential levels, even though I really wanted to go full crit with level 20. I ended up going with 17 and level 9 for additionals, just in case there was some sort of improvement that happens at some point down the road. You know, they could always improve the passive skill to where you know, they could add status effects or, you know, special skills within the passive, and not only that, probably change the flat 2500 to some sort of percentage base, you know, type deal. So just to keep it a little bit open-ended, I did decide to go 17 crits and 9 for additional attack. I did include the Super Saiyan Vegeta Jr. just because it is one of the newer units, so I figured it would be a good way of comparison, you know, between a very old SSR unit versus, well, summonable at that, versus a free-to-play Easy A unit, just to kind of get an idea of a little bit of a time capsule in a way, you know what I mean? So it's a good way to see the difference between how it was back then versus how it is now. Given, you know, we do have much greater leader skills, but it's an even fill because they're getting the same boost overall. So I figured it was a good way to kind of see the difference. We're going to save the active skill from B-Pan for rotation coming up, where he's getting a boost from her with that 33% active skill increased attack, as well as having broadened the rotation for that 40%. So once we get to that point, we'll try and boost them up as much as possible and close out the video. But this is going to be one of those situations where he's going to have type disadvantage, so we'll see how he holds up. Yeah, I mean, 100,000 additionals did kick in. You know, attack stat overall, I mean, 471,000, that's definitely respectable at this point in time, but yeah, I mean, compared to that, you're looking at 2.9 million with the LR Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, so, you know, it's you're talking about a Ford Pinto versus a Lamborghini type comparison, you know. What do you guys think about the active skill for the Super Saiyan 4s? I tend to play Dokkan Battle on mute, so you know, I don't really hear the music change as much, and the voices coming in, so sometimes it does get a little bit irritating because it does take a little bit of time, I guess, to watch the animation. Like, it's real cool at the beginning when they first implemented, but it does kind of get a little bit, like it basically prolongs the battle a little bit in a way, but you can only, you know, activate it once per battle, so I guess it's not that big of a deal. Alright, let's see how he does defense-wise. Yeah, I mean, 16,000 type advantage, not too bad. Almost had the Dokkan mode attack on that one. LRB pen is definitely worthwhile to get to 100% potential. If you haven't done so, or even global players that are expecting this unit to come with the 4-year anniversary, I guess. Very, very solid unit, worthwhile to get to rainbow status, very helpful in a lot of scenarios. It's a free-to-play unit, so definitely, if you've already maxed your SA, save extra copies that you get, because you can use that for a second set and get her to SA level 20 instead of feeding her Kais, you know what I mean? So definitely make sure to save copies. I ended up accidentally trading extra copies that I had after I rainbowed her, and kind of regret that a little bit. Alright, so the active skills initiated with LRB pen, and then you've got Brian the rotation, so pretty good setup here. We'll see what the damage is, but we'll go ahead and close out on that note. Hopefully you enjoyed this little throwback video on the Extreme TEQ Super Saiyan Vegeta unit. So as always, thanks for watching. I'll definitely be looking forward to seeing you guys on the next video.